Great. I am super excited to have you back on my YouTube channel. And in today's session, I am taking you through some universities offering specific master's programs with scholarships to international students and with GPA requirements of 2.75 and above. Um, as I said earlier in my previous videos, I really want to help you in terms of the universities you need to apply to, the programs you need to take into consideration for your fall 2025 applications, and as well, I am looking at people with lower GPA, which is below 3.0 in the whole application process. And so most of the universities in the US require students to have a GPA of 3.0 on 4.0 scale before they grant them admission with scholarships. But in today's section, I am more than happy to share with you that I have almost 5 to 6 universities having GPA requirements of 2.75 in some of their programs, and they have, some level of scholarships to this program. So even if you don't get a fully funded scholarship, you have the opportunity to get 50 to 70 and to 80% of tuition or the scholarship you are looking for. So, I'm more than happy to take you through these universities, and I will urge you to put in your application as early as possible, because if you have a lower GPA, one of the strategies you need to implement in terms of applying to these universities in the US is to make sure that you put in your application early. For now, we are in October, and a lot of the applications actually started in September. A lot of priority deadlines are in January, some are in February, and others in March. And so you are not late at all. If I say you are not late, what I mean is they just started the application for 2025. And so you have a great opportunity to put in your applications and be considered for admission and funding. So today on my list of universities I'm considering for low GPA, which is GPA below 3.0, and basically the minimum GPA I'm considering for today is 2.75. My first university on the list is Murray State University. So I am considering Master of Public Administration at Murray State University. So at Murray State University, I always tell you that you need to first read on the admission requirements and also know that the university is having some sort of scholarship to the program before you do apply. So let's go down here to look at the admission requirements. For unconditional offer at this university for the Master of Public Administration program, all you need is a grade point average, so GPA. Now, when they say GPA, they mean CGPA on your transcript. So you have completed an undergraduate studies, a 4-year undergraduate studies from wherever you're applying from. You need a CGPA, which is the same as GPA according to the application requirement, of 2.75 on 4.0 scale to be admitted to this university. Another requirement is students whose native language is not English must present a minimum TOEFL score of 550. So if you're applying from English-speaking country like Ghana, Nigeria, or whatever, you meet that requirement because your native language is considered to be English, and so you don't need to provide this English proficiency examination. Another quick thing in terms of background that the university is considering for the Masters of Public Administration at Murray State University is an undergraduate major in political science or other social science or business or substantial background in relevant disciplines. So it's very simple. You don't need to have a political science background only to apply. You don't need to have only social science background to apply, and basically you don't need business background only to apply. So you need a political science, other social sciences, or business or substantial background. So we basically do not have any specific background to apply to this university. Great. I know somebody at Murray State University who is having a substantial fund to this Master of Public Administration program with that level of GPA, and that is why I'm considering it in my session for today. Let's go to the next university, which is Minnesota State University at Makato. At Minnesota State University, I am considering college student affairs. So I have considered college student affairs before in my previous video on higher education with fully funded scholarships. So college student affairs is one of the programs or master's programs where fully funded scholarship is available to international students. But for today, we have the opportunity to actually share with you a university having admission requirements in terms of GPA of 2.75, and you'll still be considered for a fully funded scholarship at this particular university in this program. So application requirements is always important to read on the admission requirements when you go to any university's website. So first, a bachelor's degree from accredited university with undergraduate cumulative GPA. So this university is very specific, telling you not GPA, but then cumulative GPA. So the same thing, first one I said, the GPA they are stating there is cumulative GPA. So the same thing, they are specific here in terms of the GPA. So cumulative GPA of 2.75 or above will be most competitive for admission to the program. So the university is saying that a GPA of 2.75 or above will be most competitive for admission to the program. So it is a good news, to have a GPA of 2.5, which is highly competitive to be admitted into the program. The next requirement probably is 3 letters of recommendations, personal statement, and resume. I am not much concerned with the other admission requirements, but you really need to do well and read other admission requirements before you put in your application. But this program at this university, College Student Affairs, is also having a fully funded scholarship. And as you read from this side, a GPA of 2.5 is required. Let's go to the next university on our list today is Western Illinois University. Western Illinois University. So at Western Illinois University, I will look into multiple programs for you having a GPA of 2.75 requirement and assistantships in many of the programs at Western Illinois University. So the first program is Masters of Science in Mathematics. The university is located at Marco, right? Marco. So the GPA requirement that you need is a cumulative GPA of 2.75. So now I am going to explain something to you here when it comes to GPA and some of the requirements some universities are actually looking out for. So one, if you read from this place, you will see that the university is actually requiring a cumulative GPA. So from level 100 through to level 400 for the 4-year period, you should have a cumulative GPA of 2.75. Another thing they are looking out for is if you don't have a GPA of 2.75, which is the requirement to be admitted to this Master of Science in Mathematics at Western Illinois University, what you can do is you can forget about your level 100. You can also forget about your level 200. And we are going to concentrate on only your level 400 and level 300. And in these last 2 years of your undergraduate program, if you have a GPA of 3.0, for this last 2 years of your program, you would also be admitted. So no matter the GPA that you have or the CGPA that you have finally on your transcript, let's say your GPA is 2.5. However, in your first year, you didn't actually perform, and that is why you had that 2.5 GPA, or you have, let's say, 2.1 GPA on your transcript. However, in your first year, in your second year, you really didn't perform well, and that is why you had a GPA of 2.1. In your third and in your fourth year, you actually performed because you have now gotten to know the university system, and you were able to get a GPA of 3.0 in the last 2 years. The university would consider you for admission if your last 2 years is 3.0. Let's look at something here. So currently, the students enrolled in the program for fall 2023 is 16, and 9 of these students are international students. Students with assistantships is 8 out of these 16. So 50% chance of you getting a graduate assistantship in this program. Let me go back a bit to look at other programs at Western Illinois University. Last program I will consider at Western Illinois University is the college student personnel, because I love this program because one, you don't need any specific background to apply to this program, and two, they have fully funded scholarship for a lot of students who apply to this program. So let's look at the admission requirements real quick here. So the admission requirement for this program is a cumulative GPA of 2.75. And I mean, as I said earlier, last 2 years should be 3.0 if you don't have the 2.75. And then admission requirements here is goal statement, interview, transcript, 3 letters of recommendation, and resume. I have told you this program has a lot of fully funded scholarship, and that is why they have interview as part of their requirement. Quickly on the interesting facts, here you could see easily that there are 20 students in this program. 6 of them are international students, and 13 of them are having graduate assistantship. So I told you, college student personnel is one of the programs I am highly interested in, because they don't require you to have any specific background, and there's a fully funded scholarship in the program. So 13 students are having graduate assistantship. You can go to Western Illinois University's website to read through a couple of their programs, because they have a lot of programs having a CGPA of 2.75 as the requirement, and they have a lot of assistantship for their international students. Let's go to the University of Toledo. So the University of Toledo is located in the city called Toledo in the state of Ohio, and highly interesting. There are lots of programs at the University of Toledo having a GPA requirement of 2.7. Oh, right, a lot of programs. So you go to the University of Toledo website and you go to find your admission requirement. You select a college, and then you select the degree type, and you select the program. So I have selected College of Education and Masters, and then I selected this program. So let's see the requirements here. So you must have at least 2.70 undergraduate grade point to be admitted. I don't care about the other requirements, but the University of Toledo is having a high level of scholarship for international students, and that is why I am considering them in my session today. So let's select other programs, something like Educational Administration and Supervision 2.0. We can also look at higher education 2.0, and a lot of scholarship in higher education. We have talked about that earlier. Middle childhood education 2.70. Secondary education, the same thing. Let's change the college and see what is happening in other colleges. So let's go to College of Business, and then select the degree type, which is master's, and select the program. So they have master's in accountancy 2.70. They have applied business analytics 2.70. Human resource management, the same thing. Interesting. And marketing, the same thing. We can look at all the other programs, and we still having the same requirements. Let's change the college a bit. Let's go to College of Medicine and Life Sciences and select the degree type, which is master's, and go to the program. So a lot of programs here, bioinformatics and whatever it is. 2.70, highly interesting. I love this. Clinical research 2.70. Medical science 2.70. But one interesting thing in the College of Medicine and Life Sciences, you could see degree must be a citizen of the United States and must hold at least 4 years bachelor's degree. We are international students, so we may not be interested in this, but we can go to other programs and see if that's the same requirement there. You don't need to be a citizen for clinical bioinformatics. For clinical research, you don't need to be a citizen, but still requirements of 2.70. Medical affairs and diagnostics, radiology, you don't need to be a citizen. So a lot of the programs here, you don't need to be a citizen. I think it was only for the medical science that you probably need to be a citizen before they will admit you. But for the rest, you are good to apply with a GPA of 2.7 or at the University of Toledo. Another university called Arkansas State University. So at Arkansas State University, I actually researched about programs having fully funded scholarship, and I came across this program, Masters of Science in Agriculture, and the GPA requirement is highly interesting here. So they have a GPA requirement of 2.75 as indicated down here, and you need to just submit 3 letters of recommendation alongside and a statement of educational objectives and career goals, and you will be considered for their fully funded scholarship. So Masters of Science in Agriculture, and they have a lot of concentrations in this program. So agricultural business and economics, agricultural education, animal science, digital agriculture, plant and soil science, and vocational technical administration. So if you are interested in any of this concentration, you can apply to Arkansas State University for Masters in Science Agriculture with a GPA of 2.75. So our last university for today is Northwest Missouri State University. At this university, I am considering Masters of Art in English. So for Masters of Art in English, looking at the requirements real quick, the reason why I'm considering this university is that, one, let me go here first. So to get in-state rate or receive a scholarship of 8,392, you need just a GPA of 2.75 and above to get that. And you can just submit one essay for multiple scholarships with a standard scholarship application. So you can do this. Let's come back to the Masters of Art in English program. So in this program, the reason why I'm considering as part of today's section is you don't need a 4-year undergraduate degree to be admitted into this university. So you need either a 3 or 4-year undergraduate degree to be admitted to this university, and a GPA of 3.0, no GRE requirement, and there's a fully funded scholarship or some level of scholarship at this university called Northeast Missouri State University. Great. So I personally love this session for today because you just need a GPA of 2.75 to be highly competitive for the program, or for you to get admission with scholarship into the program. One interesting thing I want you to also understand is you don't need to probably have that low GPA of 2.75 to apply to these universities. So you could see that many of these universities and programs are having fully funded scholarship in the various programs I just took you through. If you have a GPA of 3.1, 3.2, 3.0, 3.5, I think you will become highly competitive in the program. So you can definitely also consider these universities if you have a GPA higher than the 2.75, because you become highly competitive in that case when your GPA is more than the 2.75. But the minimum requirement is 2.75. You are highly competitive with a 2.75 to apply and get the scholarship you are looking for. I wish you all the best in your application for fall 2025, and I'll meet you again next week with another insightful video for our next weekend session. Let's meet again. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do well and subscribe and be notified when I upload any video of this type. Thank you so much, and see you again next week.